Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Kirsten Elaine Martin here with Amy Shapiro, Debbie Marple, and our featured guest speaker tonight, Kimberlea Masters. Hi, everyone.
Yay.
So, to set the stage, the four of us were at the Juice Plus Live conference in Phoenix last week, and I think everyone agrees, although it was my first conference, it seems that it was the best conference ever that Juice Plus has ever had out of many wonderful conferences. And both Debbie and I met Kimberlea at the conference. Amy's heard all about her. And I met Kimberlea at a prayer breakfast. And it was amazing that out of 6,000 attendees, 2,000 of them went to this prayer breakfast. I think that says a lot. But I was sitting at this table next to Kimberlea, and she was telling me this incredible story. And I wish I had the picture to share.
Let me see if I can share it.
Okay. She showed me Kimberlea, like that's the new Kimberlea. Show us the old one.
Yeah, hang on. There we go. Oh, it's not coming up.
Okay. Because I actually somehow also have you, but I have to like muck around on my Facebook. Okay. So
Let's see if I can get it on my iPad and just share it.
There you go. Because it's very dramatic. And while you're doing that, I'll explain, I'm sitting here and Kimberlea is telling me about the dramatic change with Shred10 and how she was on numerous medications. She's going to tell you the details, but then she shows me this picture of this woman that has no resemblance to the Kimberlea sitting next to me whatsoever. Okay, there you go.
It really looks more like a mother-daughter comparison.
So black is me at my friend's wedding, and then the pink is me 2 weeks ago on my 40th birthday.
Happy birthday.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Great way to celebrate.
I look younger at 40 than I did at 30.
That's amazing.
Wow.
So tell us how it all began. Tell us your Juice Plus story and your Shred10 story.
So my Juice Plus and Shred10 story started with a divorce, and I was overweight, unhappy. I was pretty much a shut-in. I didn't like to go anywhere. I wouldn't really talk to people. I had no self-confidence, and I wanted to lose weight. So I started a journey to try to lose weight, and I didn't know how. So like most Canadian girls, we turn to Cosmopolitan and try every fad diet in the pages of Cosmo magazine. And I did lose some weight, but I had a car accident and I couldn't do some of the things I had done to lose the weight, and I gained it all back and then some. So I gained more weight back than I had lost. And then I was like, this isn't working for me. I wasn't happy. I thought losing weight would make me happy. And I thought I need to find a better way. So I was on Facebook and I just started searching for healthy lifestyle type things. And I watched a girl make a smoothie. Turns out this girl is a presidential marketing director with the Juice Plus company in the UK. And I absolutely was obsessed with her personality. I was like, I want to be that girl. That's who I want to be. And so I started following her.
When was it?
This was February of 2017.
Okay.
Yes. So I followed her for a few months. I sent her a few messages, and she never replied to send me Juice Plus. I was like, I want this. Like, send it to me. And I couldn't get Juice Plus. So I got a little bit obsessed, and I Googled Juice Plus Canada on Facebook, like in the little search bar. And it came up with two pictures. So there was Stephen Millman, who's our vice president of sales up here in Canada. He's a little short guy with glasses. And I was like, oh, he doesn't really look my style. And then there was Alyssa, and she's like kind of funky and had some tattoos. And I was like, okay, she looks fun. So I just sent her a cold message. And I said, hey, how do I get this Juice Plus stuff? And she messaged me back and she said, can I call you? And I was like, yes, you sure can. So she called me. Yeah, she's like, who are you and how did you find me? I'm like, well, can I just get this stuff from you? Like, I don't want to talk to you and waste my time if I can't get this stuff, right? Because I'm just like, can I get it? And so she goes, well, what are you looking for? And I said, well, I said, I'm trying to get healthy. And she asked me what my health goals were and what my health concerns were. And at that time, my main health goal was losing weight. I thought I was relatively healthy by way of the doctor. But now I know I was very unhealthy. So not to mention the 45, 50 pounds overweight, I was on 17 prescription medications,
Wow.
endometriosis, hypothyroid, anxiety, depression, and pain. And, it's part of my story that I did abuse the pain pills that I was prescribed because they did kind of help me escape my reality of the divorce. And so I always had pills in my purse, in my bathroom. I had 6 eczema creams because you can't put the same eczema cream on your face as your eyes and your arms. So I had different levels of corticosteroid creams for my eczema. My eczema was so bad, my eyelids would crack and bleed, and I would get like sores around my nose, like from allergies from blowing my nose. But I thought I was healthy and I just needed to lose weight. Comes to find out, that is totally not true. And by adding Juice Plus capsules and shakes, I healed my body. So I just started on capsules and shakes the first month to 2 months. And it was 2 months in that I was really like interested more because I was starting to feel the benefits that I found the shred. And I found the shred on my own. My upline hadn't even shared the shred with me.
That
I was just
a dream prospect. This never
right.
happened.
I'm like, now I know. Now I'm like,
1 in a trillion.
yeah. I'm like, I wish a Kimberlea would call me one day.
Yeah.
So I started learning about this shred, and I started following Dr. Mitra Ray, and I said, well, I can kind of maybe do this business a little bit. By then, my mom was on the product, and I had a couple of girlfriends that were interested. So then I was like, I started my first shred group with myself and 2 girls. Just that was it, and we tried working a little shred group on Facebook, and I had amazing results. So I think the first week I lost about 8 pounds. But I'm starting to not need my inhalers, and I'm not needing my Benadryl and my prescription antihistamines. But I didn't notice right away. So all I was noticing was the physical changes. And I kept like having more energy, and people were noticing and saying, oh, wow, what are you doing? And even the trainer at my gym was like, you're really leaning out. And I was like, am I? I'm like, this is great. And I was telling him about Juice Plus. And then I had a bit of a personal setback in October where I came home one day and I found out my partner of 2 years, who was my dream man, was cheating on me and had relapsed and was using drugs.
You have a book to write, dear. This is unbelievable.
Yeah. I thought, what am I going to do? Like, I have to move. We lived together. We had all our kids in the same house. And then the next day I went to work at my accounting job and found out that through downsizing, I no longer had a job. So within 2 days, my world fell apart. I was like, I have to move. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have this relationship. Holy crap, right? So day 3, I called my upline and I said, I don't think I could go to conference in Indianapolis. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't know. And she connected me with another girl in Canada who is 100 Club, which is in our business, it's one of our ranks. And she had a similar story where when she was like 6 months on mat leave, her partner went to addiction and left her. And she turned that into a success for her. And so I got a little bit of personal coaching aside from the business coaching that I'd been getting from these women. And they really rallied behind me. And so within 2 weeks, I was in Indianapolis with my upline, who I had never met, staying in a hotel room with her. And I caught the mission. And I just was like, I never had this community. Like, I have had friends here and there, but I never had the community of Juice Plus. So I fell in love, absolutely wholeheartedly fell in love. And I thought, you know what? I can do this. I can be a single mom who stays at home and works this business full time and have this life that all these women have. And so from conference, I moved out of the townhouse the next day, and I really, really focused hard. I lived the Shred10 from October to March 100% of the time. I never went off the guidelines. I maybe had 1 or 2 days where I took a break, but I lived by the shred for those months solid, and it changed my life. After Christmas, was cleaning up because, Christmas, you get all the stuff in your stocking from Santa, and you get all that stuff, so you have to find places to put it. So it was maybe 3 days after Christmas, I went into my bathroom, and I was cleaning under the cupboards, and I found a bucket of pills and creams. And I called my upline, and I'm like, I haven't touched my lotions, potions, or pills in as long as I can remember. And I thought, my son hasn't been hiding puffers in my purse. I haven't seen a blue asthma puffer in months. And she's like, seriously? I'm like, yeah. I didn't even notice that I had stopped using all my prescriptions because I felt so good and my life was going so well. So I sat down and I wrote it out. I actually have it. Summer, can you
just sitting here spellbound by this? I just cannot. You were just so amazing.
Hang on, grab my book.
It's amazing.
You want to talk about not having any excuses, right? Any excuses. Oh my goodness.
So basically what was said to me in that coaching call after everything fell apart was you need to make your excuses your reason, and you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And so that kind of became my mantra, and I taped it on little things all over my house, and it said, be comfortable being uncomfortable, and make your excuses your reasons. And I just went wholehearted. I just want to find my list of prescriptions because I wrote it out that day.
I have goosebumps right now. I can see you on the stage. I've heard a lot of great stories with the Juice Plus, but you're literally including every single aspect, the company culture, the product, the death, divorce, the despair story, your various stories. And now you're giving us, you're showing
this coaching call right here. I took notes from that call in October, and I still have the book. It's the Michelle coaching call. So I caught the vision, and I absolutely fell in love. So that day I looked, and I saw how many prescriptions I was no longer on. And I was just amazed. So I made a note. So this is the sheet. Wow. So I an EpiPen because I have severe allergies, citrazine, which is for allergies, hydroxyzine, which is for allergies, 20 milligram Reactin, Flonase, prednisone, which you do not want to use prednisone on a regular basis. It's very bad for you. Cyclin for my endometriosis, naproxen for pain, tramadol for pain, Percocets for pain, hydromorphine for pain. I went to the hospital if my pain was too bad for morphine injections. Synthroid, cyclobenzaprine, trazodone, Ativan, Ventolin, and steroid inhalers, and then that's on top of my cortisone creams.
Can't make this up, but it's amazing because you have this documented, because this almost sounds like a surreal, fantastic story, and you've got it documented.
Yeah, and it wasn't one of those things where it was like one day I needed my medicines and the next day I didn't. It was that one day I realized I wasn't taking it anymore. And that was just because I found it all underneath my sink. And I'm like, hang on, I haven't touched these for so long. Amazing. And that to me was like a big aha moment where I called my upline and she's like, do a Facebook Live, show all those and throw them all in the garbage. And I haven't touched them in literally since October of last year. Not a single prescription.
Talk about your kids, Kimberly. Talk about how you got your kids on this journey. That is in itself a whole other incredible story.
The kids were a little bit of a harder sell at first. And you can see right here, Summer's right here getting ready for baseball. She's eating a cucumber.
Hi, Summer. Hi, Summer. So cute.
So when I first started doing the shred full time, I was cooking 2 meals. I was cooking a meal for me and a meal for the kids. And then it gradually just became, I stopped buying the foods that I used to buy for them. And they just started gravitating towards healthier choices. The lunch boxes at school can be a little bit dicey because, kids can be mean. So they still get the commercial granola bars, but that's about it. Summer takes fruit, and she takes cherry tomatoes, cucumbers. For Nick, we do sunflower seeds, and then pretzels are healthier than any of the other junk that they can get.
Right.
It's a matter of I don't buy the junk food anymore.
Well, what were they eating before? What was their food? What were their food preferences before?
Nicholas, chicken nugget French fry kid. So Nicholas would seriously eat chicken nuggets and French fries. And I was that mom that was so busy and so stressed out that was the easy go-to for me, was just to whip through the McDonald's drive-through in between. And now it's like I food prep. So here behind me, I wish you could see, I've got a pasta salad made from rice pasta. I've got a chicken noodle soup on the stove, and I have a veggie chili in the crock pot. So I just prep that one day, package it up so it's ready to go for the week. Summer takes a thermos to school with her chili or her chicken noodle soup. And so she's not taking those processed meats. It just takes planning. And right. I mean,
I would love some of those tips on how to do that, because it's so I read a lot, but just to even get your DMO for your life as well as for Juice Plus would be amazing.
That's right. And then so in my fridge, I cut up my fruits and veggies. I package my nuts. So I don't have a zippy bag full of nuts. I have them packaged in little containers, so it's grab and go. Because it's easy to make poor choices when you're in a hurry. But if your healthy choices are packaged ready to go, it's just as like having a processed food, right? Like instead of grabbing a granola bar, I have little tubs of sesame seeds and nuts and like cranberries and dried fruit that are just easy to grab on the go. So, I mean, it's cutting out that crap that, you shouldn't eat. And our fridge, we have oat milk and water. There is no juice. I don't buy it. I don't bring it in the house, and nobody asks for it anymore.
What kind of milk?
Oat milk.
I never heard of it.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I don't like almond milk. I don't like it at all. Oat milk, it's gluten-free. And it's silkier and smoother than all the plant-based milk.
Wow. Do you make your own oat milk, Kimberly?
Oat milk. I've been drinking oat milk since November. And I use it as the base in my smoothies. Can you grab it?
Do you make your own oat milk?
Yeah. It wasn't available in Canada for a long time, and now it's pretty much available nationwide. My sister's in Montreal, and she was the last one to find it. But it's by the same company that makes our almond milk. And I buy unsweetened, and it's gluten-free.
Wow.
Really, not that you don't have enough stuff already on your plate, but I would love sometime I'm a good follower, just to get your recipes for the week, what you're doing, and just imitate you for a while so I get in the routine, because I'm trying to teach myself these habits. I don't have kids at home anymore, but just to make the shift, But back to your kids for a second. So when you told me a story that like sometimes you're in a hurry, you're thinking, well, we'll just stop by McDonald's. But like, what do your kids say now when you suggest?
Go to McDonald's anymore? Oh, he's in the bathroom. No, Nicholas won't go to McDonald's anymore. Like, he will not go. I'll say, I'm in a hurry today. I don't have time. Can we just go to McDonald's? It's a treat. No, not interested. He does not want to go. So, I mean, today's baseball. So we're running from this to baseball, and we will have something that's already prepped. So he eats a lot of meat still. So we have pre-cooked sausages ready to go. Because if it's cooked, they will eat it. If you just have a cantaloupe in the fridge, that's a big cantaloupe, nobody's going to eat that. Because, like, what kid has to eat that? But if you cut that cantaloupe up and it's in little containers ready to go, not only am I going to eat it, they're going to grab it too. Mm-hmm. It just makes it grab and go. So you want those grab and go healthy snacks instead of the grab and go crappy snacks.
So Kimberlea, I'm wondering, some of our viewers who might be watching this later won't be familiar with the Shred10. If you want to comment briefly on exactly what it is, and then also, what was the most challenging part of it for you, and how did you manage to keep that great attitude?
Absolutely. So the Shred10 program is a jump start to healthy living. So it's designed to be a 4-month program, and I always tell people in my Shred group, you get out of it what you put into it. So the guidelines for the 10 days are strict, but I mean, they're not as strict as something where you're calorie counting and weighing your food. The list is very simple. So it's taking your 3-blend Juice Plus capsules every morning and doing 2 shakes a day. I like to do a blended shake in the morning, just in a shaker cup. And then my afternoon shake is my loaded shake, where I load it up with kale or veggies, or Funky Monkey's my favorite. It's just almond butter and frozen banana with my oat milk and chocolate. So 2 shakes a day, and that's flooding your body with all the nutrients. So then you want to drink lots and lots of water. You actually gain weight by being dehydrated. So I stress that we only drink water at home if we're not mixing a smoothie with oat milk. So if you're dehydrated, your body's going to retain water, so you're going to carry extra weight. If you're drinking lots of water, you're flushing out the toxins, which is the whole premise of the Shred10, but you're also going to shred that water weight that you're carrying around because you're not dehydrated. Then we want to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. That's your body's time to restore and rebuild with all the nutrients you're flooding. And then the tough part, no coffee, no alcohol, because they're really toxic to your body. They don't serve you well. And I'll talk about toxic bodies in a minute. And then you get rid of the gluten and the dairy because they're inflammatory, which adds to your toxicity. And then, of course, we want to get rid of processed foods and refined foods. Those are just chemicals, and you really don't want to add them to your body because your toxic load is what keeps the weight on. And I didn't learn this when I lost weight the first time. So when I met Dr. Mitra Ray and I learned about body toxicity, it all clicked to me because it was like, oh, okay, your fat cells in your body hold the toxins. And we all have toxins, environmental, or what we put in there with our food. And so your body makes fat cells to hold the toxins. So the more toxic you are, the larger you're going to be. So if you just lose weight and flush out the fat, your body increases its toxicity. And then the minute you stop whatever fad diet you're on, your body's going to make more fat to get rid of the toxins. So by doing the Shred10, you actually are taking that extra toxins that you feed yourself out of your body, which allows the weight to just fall off of you and stay off. Like if I have a coffee now, I'm not going to gain 10 pounds. But if I drink coffee every day and ate refined sugars, I'm going to put weight on because my body wants to get rid of all that crap. Not to mention you are setting up a precursor for diabetes because your blood sugar starts going like this. So if you're eating fruits and veggies, and I know keto people stay away from fruit, and I've had chats with keto people, fruits are so high in fiber, it makes them low glycemic, which actually stabilizes your blood sugar. You don't get as many peaks and valleys as if you're eating like a handful of chocolate chips. So that it's not that hard. It's not a pervasive program.
We have a friend that's doing keto right now, and I was not able to respond. It just sounded like there were things missing, but that's really interesting that you brought up keto. Thank you, because we have some keto people that we're going to show this video to.
Yeah, and for the keto people who do watch, the capsules, even though they are fruits and veggies, the sugar is removed along with the water, and they only have 2 calories, and they are keto safe. I have a keto coffee guy actually on my team, and he is pushing the Juice Plus to the keto people so that they get the phytonutrients that they're depriving themselves with.
Are the shakes okay for keto too?
Keto and Juice Plus are very complementary. Very, very, very complementary. The only one where keto doesn't get along with us is in the shred where healthy carbs are allowed. Which is the one thing I say to people when they're like, oh, that sounds really restrictive. You can eat when you're hungry. You're not going to be starving as long as you're following the guidelines. So I can snack on nuts, veggie sticks, fruit, lentils, quinoa. I love making things with quinoa and beans, and I'm full, and it sustains me. Chia seeds are another really good one. A tablespoon of chia seeds in your smoothie. Chia seeds expand like 10 times their size, so that's going to fill you up and keep you full. So people go, oh, I can't eat salad every meal. And it's not just salad. There's so many more things you can eat on the shred than just salad. And most meals for my kids are shred friendly, because if you think barbecued chicken with gluten-free spice and then some whole grain rice and some veggies, my kids will eat that. That's shred friendly for the whole family. No need to make 2 dinners. Mm-hmm. But I know you asked what my hardest thing was. My hardest thing was giving up pasta because I'm Italian. So finding the different ways to make traditional Italian dishes with no pasta was the hardest for me. But I've kind of got it down pat where I use spaghetti squash instead of noodles now, and I'll do zucchini lasagna.
So that actually raises an important question, because where we know the shred is gluten-free,
yes,
and there are commercial products of different pastas that are gluten-free,
Yes.
Does that fall into the category of, because it's a processed food, it's also a no-no on the shred?
That is correct, but we worked it out, and I've heard other people do this. Anything with 5 ingredients or less, I don't consider processed. So, for example, canned beans. So canned beans, it just has the water, a little bit of salt, and your beans. So that's 3 ingredients. I use passata to make my bases for my chilies, and that's sea salt, water, and tomatoes. So anything 5 ingredients or less, and as long as you can pronounce it, I use that as an okay for my shred.
Right. And do you have the food bars from our company up in Canada? And do you consider them shred approved?
And what's that?
Our food bars that our company offers?
The bars are shred approved.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. See, because you could say that this isn't approved because it's processed. But I can make this at home with oats and water and put them in a blender and put them through a strainer. So, I mean, how many ingredients is in this? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this has 4 ingredients and I can pronounce them all. So that's kind of my go-to.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, as long as the second ingredient's not sugar. I picked up peanut butter once. So I buy peanut butter that's just peanuts or just almonds. I picked up one, and I won't say what brand. The second ingredient was icing sugar.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like a smooth peanut butter. So it was like, yeah, no, that's a no-no. Put that back on the shelf.
So a little bit off the topic, but kind of central to organizing yourself. What is, when we say DMO, what is your daily operation just in your life in general to do your Juice Plus business, you're a mom, kids, and having a balanced life? So give us a typical day. What's your typical day?
So a typical day for me is I'm usually up at 5 a.m. So I usually do some sort of meditation or prayer. I'm spiritual now. I wasn't so much in my earlier 20s and 30s, but I do have a good relationship with God or high power. So I usually do 10, 15 minutes of meditation to start my day. I like to go to the gym before my kids get up at 7:30. So I have a gym both in the building, but up the street as well. And I'll go work out Monday to Friday between 5:30 and 7:30. Kids off to school between 7:30 and 8:30. And then I work from 9 till about 2. And then family time from 3 till 6. And then depending at night, it's usually baseball these days. So like we have 6 days of baseball. And then tonight we have a Juice Plus event that we're hosting here at my place. So I'll have a shake between 7:30 and 8:30 with the kids. I'll have probably a handful of gummies at about 10:30. And then for lunch, I usually have a quinoa bowl or a salad. And then for dinner, I'll have an afternoon shake that's my loaded shake is in the afternoon, where I'll do like something with fruits and veggies and stuff in it. And then dinner's usually balanced. It's usually like a grain, half the plate of vegetables, and some sort of meat. I don't eat meat at every meal. My upline is a nutritionist, and we only eat meat 3 times a week because that's the enzymes in your stomach. And usually it's steak or chicken. Just my preference. But, you know, if you like fish, you could add in fish. And then I don't really eat after dinner. And water all day. Lots and lots of water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You feel fine? You don't have cravings anymore? You don't miss anything?
No, I mean, yesterday I went with the kids. We went for a walk after dinner, and I had an ice cream cone, but it's not something I do every day, right? So, I mean, that's the big difference. Where before, when I was eating, I would indulge all the time, and I'd be like, oh, I'll work it off tomorrow. But I'm at the gym to work off fat and make muscle. I'm not there to work off my meal. So that's a big mind shift too, is, you know, not cheating because you're going to the gym. You're going to the gym to keep healthy and build muscle and get that body metabolism going. You're not going to the gym to burn off the meal that you cheated on. And a lot of people have that mentality, which is going to get them in that trap.
Well, listen, you know, I'm really respectful of your time. I appreciate so much that in spite of the fact that you're such a busy woman, that you graciously and generously took this time for us and for all the people we're going to show this video to.
Absolutely.
And I tell you, I already had high expectations based on my first meeting with you, but you have completely blown my mind and exceeded any and all my expectations. And I had some ridiculous title I was thinking of, like The Incredible Shrinking Woman, but you're anything, you're expanding. You are blossoming, and you are, and I'm a publicist and I'm a peer, and I can tell you, you are one heck of a speaker. You have this down, and I can understand. I can just see you out there telling this story over and over to millions of people, and you're such an inspiration. And you have taken away every single excuse for anybody that I'm talking to right now, anybody that watches this video. I don't want to hear about any barriers in their life. And Debbie and Amy, before we leave, if you have anything you'd like to say or add, so we can let her go to her event.
Deb, I want to hear you.
I just want to say that I was the same as you when I met her. I was just blown away at just all her resilience and dedication and focus that she put on her Shred10, her family, and then carried over to her business. So I think she's got an incredible product story and a credible business story, and she's done it in a short amount of time with it, which is just awesome. And I just commend her for her whole process.
Thanks, Debbie. I love you. It was so
I love
fun.
you.
I'm really happy to meet you. And I can tell you, I've been with the company for 17 years. I started when I was 49.
Wow.
And so you can guess how old I am now. And most women my age have far more issues than I have. They're taking multiple medications that I don't take and have all kinds of aches and pains I don't have. So I'm very grateful for this company. And as Kirsten said about the conference that we just came from being the best, it was the best because it kept building on excellence year after year after year. And we couldn't have reached this point if the company hadn't had consistent integrity and a servant's heart mindset toward all of us who are representing the company. They do listen to us. It's really inspiring. And so the tools that they've created really give everybody the same advantage. And one of the things I know you'll all appreciate, I mentioned to Kirsten earlier, it occurred to me this evening that, you know, our company has gender equity.
That's right.
There's never a woman who will be paid 75% of what a man is earning at this job, at this company, for the same work. And so it truly is an equal opportunity for anyone who wants to get started. And as you can see from this group, it's very women friendly as well.
Yes. And I have lots of men joining my team now too. And especially here on the West Coast where I am in Vancouver, it's, you know, the freedom lifestyle is key. You know, I can have the time to build my business and build my family. As a single mom, that's a gift I never have ever imagined for myself. Mm-hmm. And it's just the personal growth I've gotten, the community, and like the health. Like I haven't even started in on my mom's health journey, and my mom's turning 70. So it's just like the benefits of this product and of the company to my life is just, I can't even start to begin to express how much I love it. It's changed my whole world.
Awesome.
Well, thank you. And listen, I just want to give you a friendly reminder. Be sure and do the downloading or repping so that we can share this with everyone. Get the thing recorded and sent to me. I'm going to put it on Facebook and every person I can think of. And thank you again, and have a rocking event tonight.
Thank you. Yes, I got to get the kids to baseball and get back and take the Tower Garden in the elevator.
Great to meet you.
Good luck. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.